Quiet.
Hi, Cookie.
We got here. We did it.
We did it.
It's 45 minutes late, but it's okay. We're here because it's not going to be late on audio, so it's all good. We're like those concerts where the band just thinks maybe they'll eventually show up.
Yeah, maybe eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But our fans are so hardcore that like they'll wait in the rain.
Love you guys. So Cookie, I have a question.
You have a question.
I do.
Okay.
Why are we called the Petal Cafe?
So we're called the Petal Cafe because we love to imagine the before times, the pre-calamity times when we would sit down at a coffee shop with our friends and chat over a hot drink and a pastry. We aim to recreate that feeling while we keep that conversation going. Today we get to continue that conversation with our guest, Erica, at BasicBechGamer, while we talk about Cozy Grove.
Hello.
Hello, Erica.
Thank you.
Hi,
I'm excited to be here.
Here at the Petal Cafe, we believe anyone can be a capital G gamer, even if you're not into esports, first-person shooters, though those are totally still valid. Agreed. We spend our precious downtime adventuring, exploring, building worlds, and appreciating games that give us cozy vibes. If you know us, you'll know that we started with Animal Crossing, but there's so much else out there. Grab a cup of your favorite bevy and settle in while we poke around the wholesome world of video games. Whew.
With
Erica.
With Erica.
Sorry. My brain.
You just trailed off there, and I'm like,
Did
wholesome video games. ...
Biscuit's a little
It's all good,
underbaked
Biscuit. I forgive you.
So
Still a top-notch mom.
we're gonna do some. Yeah, we're pro podcasters and pro streamers here.
Wow.
Look, practice makes progress, and that's all we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Brief introductions. I am Cookie. I am hosting this week. I'm a variety streamer focusing on Nintendo and indie gems, mostly of the wholesome kind. I've got two quite vocal cats who you might hear sometimes on the stream, and I also do art journaling. I'll actually be streaming tonight on my own account at Sea Cookie Land, playing a demo of a game called Beacon Pines, and then something else, who knows?
And Biscuit. I'm having a brain day. I'm a variety streamer. I also play Nintendo and PC games. Wholesome, not wholesome. Not wholesome meaning like I play Fortnite. I also have a vegan artisan soap shop. My soap shop is called Tureen Suds. My shop link is tureensuds.com. And I'm also a dog mom. My dog is Petal. She is an 8-year-old Chihuahua, and you can find me at twitch.tv /biscuit_TPC.
Our guest this week is Erica, whose Twitch handle is BasicBechGamer. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself,
Yeah,
Erica?
so like you guys, I am also a variety streamer focusing mostly on cozy type games, as well as some not cozy, very chaotic games such as, Zelda and Pokemon Unite. I'm also a fur mom of a cat, a guinea pig, and 2 chinchillas currently. And between that and work, I have my hands full.
What are the chinchillas called? I'm curious about them in particular.
The 2 chinchillas that we have currently are named Milo and Chili. Milo is a bully and needs to be away from Chili because he does not like him. But otherwise, if you pet underneath his chin, he does smile. So we kind of nicknamed him Smilo because of his little grin when we tickle him under his chin. So those are my 2 chinchillas. We also had a third one, and his name was Ronnie.
I had to look up what a chinchilla was. I had no idea.
Really? They're cute and vicious, from what I understand.
They're so nice. The hardest part is that they bathe in dust because their fur is so dense they can't get wet. Otherwise, they actually grow mold from it. So they bathe in dust. So, of course, if you're like me and you have a dust allergy, that makes it a little difficult. But I love them anyways.
Mm-hmm. I would say so. Holy cow. Um, so we're gonna move into some news
News.
of the wholesome games of the world.
Yes. And there's obvious news if you've been following stuff, but first. But first.
But
Guess what we
first,
found out? Guess what we found out is in beta Figment 2.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I get to play part 2.
I don't know what, like, they don't have a release date yet from what I can tell, but because it just went into beta like this week or last week. I found
Biscuit
it by
dance.
accident.
Biscuit dance.
Biscuit dance.
So yeah, so that's pretty much the only thing that we have for like coming out.
Yeah, for non Nintendo news.
For non-Nintendo
Figment.
news. So for the Nintendo news, there was a Nintendo Direct.
Yes. Now, Erica, did you have a chance to watch?
I did not. We were at a wedding last night, and we were anticipating leaving at 7. And then my husband decided to torpedo his work day today, and we stayed there until like 10 o'clock, and we had a 3-hour drive, just more than that, to get back home. So my day has been sleeping in.
Oh my
So I have
gosh.
not had a chance to watch that. So I'm actually not privy to any of the news. So I'm really excited to potentially learn about some of it, as some of the listeners might be as well.
Awesome.
So
the Direct was on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which is a really weird time for a Nintendo Direct. Usually it's in the morning for us, so that was a different experience. But it was jam-packed full of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Biscuit, do you want to go through the titles and we'll jump in, or do you want to get through the stuff that's like meh versus the stuff you're excited about? Like, how do you want to do this?
We can go through the titles and we can jump in from there.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
All right.
So the first one up is the Monster Hunter Rise DLC expansion, which is not exciting in my books, but for a lot of people, very exciting.
They made a big deal of it.
I like Monster Hunter, but I like the story-based games, not the hack and slash and get dead via dinosaurs games.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Ark too much. Not a fan.
Fair.
No, not my kind of game. But so the next game, which I'm so excited about, Cookie almost lost her mind,
Yep.
was Kirby: The Forgotten Land, which
Oh my
is
gosh.
which is they've taken Kirby and they've basically kind of a Breath of the Wild format. It's an open world Kirby game.
3D open world. Kirby is an actual sphere.
I told you Cookie lost her mind. Like,
I did.
That's
I love
exciting.
Kirby.
I used to love
Lost her
Kirby.
mind.
So that concept has me very intrigued.
Okay, survey. What was everybody's first Kirby game?
Oh, I don't even know.
If you even remember.
On the Super
What
Nintendo?
on earth was that? Oh my.
Okay.
What even was the name of it?
I'll give you mine because it's bizarre.
Okay.
I had an original Nintendo Game Boy. And on that game was something called Kirby Pinball.
Oh.
And that was my first Kirby
Mine
game.
was Kirby's Dream Land. I had to look it up to figure out what.
Okay.
Valvelin's.
Yeah, our friend Valvin says his was also Kirby's Dream Land.
On the Game Boy.
But on the Game Boy.
Yeah, the old school, like, big
Remember what platformer?
boxed looking thing. Yeah. I actually still have it. It still works, not gonna lie.
Nice.
And I think I still have the game for it, too.
Oh, wow. So, that's amazing.
The chonky one. Yes, exactly.
So that's coming next year in spring 2022 for the Northern Hemisphere.
Now, okay, I pointed out Northern Hemisphere because there was someone on Twitter. I was looking up the Forgotten Land like trending news because
okay.
that's what I do.
Mhm.
And someone is like, "Why isn't Australia getting a simulship? It says it's going to be out in autumn 2022." And I'm like, my
Oh yeah,
dude,
because
my dude, autumn 2022 in the Southern Hemisphere is the same time as spring for us.
oh, it is too.
So
Oh,
it
that's
is in fact a
hilarious.
simulship,
It is a
and
simulship.
you're just making trouble.
We just your brain is not connecting
My
those
brain is
dots.
not
Like,
connecting those
so
dots.
it's
Oh
like, so
my.
you better specify.
It took me a second.
If they had said March, there would have been no issue,
Yeah, this is true.
but
This
maybe
is
they're
true.
not quite sure yet.
So the next thing coming to the Switch is, which I'm really excited about because now I get to play. Like, I'm so excited. Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis games are coming to the Switch, so which means that all of the a lot of the original N64 games, like Paper Mario,
Mm-hmm.
I get to play Paper Mario, the original one, which I did not have access to because we just never got it. We ended up playing all of the Mario 60, like Super Mario 64. Like, we played the crap out of that game, and Star Fox 64.
Oh my
That is
gosh, Star Fox.
also it is also coming, and I'm very excited because I haven't played a
That
Star
explains
Fox
what my
game in so
husband was talking
long.
about because he loves Paper Mario. And he tried to get me to play it. And I think I got like a
Oh my
little
god,
ways through,
yes,
but then he
yes.
moved out of his parents' home into the home that we live in and didn't take the system. And so we just have never like continued playing it. So now I get why he's so excited. Make
Okay.
I mean, it is going to require us to buy new controllers, so that's an investment. And the expansion to the Nintendo Online catalog is like, it's an expansion pass.
It is definitely an expansion pass.
We
And
don't know yet what that's going to cost.
the controllers are wireless. Confirmed. The
Awesome.
controllers are wireless.
But there's
Uh,
one for N64 and there's one for the
what
Genesis. So
Sega Genesis? Yeah.
presumably you have to get like two of each. Like that is a cash cow for Nintendo right there.
Why would you need two of each?
Well, if you want to play with a friend.
I'll just play
Oh, never
online with
mind. Nobody
friends.
does that anymore.
What are
What
you
am I talking
talking
about?
about, Cookie? We
Sorry. I was
Cookie.
having flashbacks to when it was, an actual N64 and an actual Genesis.
We play online all the time, dude. Uh,
It may or may not still work with the Switch controllers. We're not actually quite sure.
they haven't confirmed.
Or if they have confirmed, we haven't seen.
Yeah. So the next one I'm super excited about. Oh my god.
Yeah.
More so Splatoon 3.
Splatoon.
Splatoon 3, and it looks like it's going to be a lot more of a story mode than just a shooter, which
Yeah.
I'm really excited about.
I've been intrigued
Right.
by the games, but I've never
I
actually played it.
love Splatoon. I like I'm not good at Splatoon. I'm not good at Splatoon. By no means. I'm I'm not good at Fortnite either. I've gotten better, but I'm not good at Splatoon. I was never really good at the shooter games. So it takes me a little while to get ramped up, but I love playing it. It's just so silly, and the story was just awesome.
I've never
Uh,
played it either.
Splatoon 2, if you have a chance to get it on sale. It is an older
Yeah.
game, but it is a lot of fun, and then we can co-op.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. Going back to the N64 and Sega Genesis games coming to the Switch, Valveland says there's no way that they would release a game on the Switch that doesn't work with Switch controllers. I agree.
Probably.
I agree with that. I agree
The
with that.
mapping would have to be interesting, though.
I wonder if they if there's a toggle you can do for Switch controllers or Joy-Cons versus one of the wireless ones.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
that would make sense to me.
I always thought that the N64 had too many buttons, and that's what made me shy of it. Plus, some of the Genesis games need 6 buttons, but they're only releasing the 3-button controller. Unless you're in Japan, where they're releasing the 6-button controller.
Might have to pick one up when I get there.
Yeah, if it'll work with the Switch. Like, our Switch is regional? I have no idea.
I don't know. So,
but I have something else that I want from Japan, so I will. And that is a the Hoti Animal Crossing controller.
Yeah,
it's only available in Japan. It's so cute.
I'll put it on the list of things to buy when I'm over there.
Excellent. See that you do.
Next game is Bayonetta 3, which I played Bayonetta. I liked it. I wasn't very good at it because I wasn't really good at like a 3D platformer. But it looks interesting.
I don't know about the dancing.
Dancing? What is that?
I don't know about the dancing, but I also have never ever seen Bayonetta. I've never played it.
I played the first one. I have it for PS3, and there was no dancing in that game that I remember. What? I'm so confused.
I've never played Bayonetta.
Wait, you played it on PlayStation, but Bayonetta...
Yeah, so I played it on PlayStation 3. Bayonetta, I have it for PlayStation 3.
This one is exclusive to the Switch, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, so like with all the Square Enix stuff, Square Enix was only on PlayStation, right? So like...
Oh, right. Yes, okay.
It moved from PlayStation to... And it's possible that Bayonetta is Square Enix.
It sounds like it. Okay. That makes sense to me.
So...
But don't quote us. Because we're not sure. We're
So,
professional video game journalists, and we don't know. So...
I'm so confused about the dancing. But that's okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
So, the game that I'm asking for, I'm going to get myself as a birthday present, is Super Mario Party.
Mario Party Superstars?
Is it Superstars?
I think so.
Okay, I called it Super Mario Party.
It's the Super and Mario and Party are all in the title.
Yeah, it's that one. Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah.
Which launches October 29th.
Which is so exciting.
Yes. There'll be
We've
lots
talked
of
about this before because we knew about it before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's going to be like Pro Controller support.
Oh, so excited for the Pro Controller support.
Pro Controller support.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Erica,
I love Mario Party a lot. Yeah. It's...
Yay!
It really isn't.
Like it, honestly.
And it's fun to play. So like my husband and I can play and we can have fun and bonk each other and, you know, just have a good old time. Although he's much better at the mini games than I am.
Uh-huh. It's like a mini game, honestly.
No, he kicks my butt in all of them.
Some of them are like...
Yeah, I know.
Oh, rude.
He hasn't done his husbandly duties to like let me win a game or two, you know? It's just crush her spirit, crush her soul.
Well, that's healthy, I guess. Don't pretend.
So the next game is one I'm not sure about. It's called The Isle the Dragon Roars.
Is that the card one?
It is the card one.
Okay.
It kind of reminds me of Magic the Gathering Online.
Yeah.
There is a demo for it. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it or if I just want to, you know, be like, nope, I'm good.
I feel like I'll watch someone play that one, but I'm really unlikely.
I'm not super big into the card ones, but my husband likes them.
So then we move. So there is a demo for it. So if Mintytron would like to download it,
good to know. I'll have to look into that tonight. Because he plays games like Slay the Spire, which is like a card building kind of a thing.
So the next game is...
He really likes that.
Yeah, so like you play all the cards. It's basically Magic the Gathering, but like a different type of game so that you gain experience and you level your characters up and stuff like that. It's really actually quite interesting, the mechanics of it.
I was wondering
Very
if it was going to be similar to
Hearthstone-esque,
Hearthstone. Okay.
but more Magic, with a lot of Magic the
Okay.
Gathering influence looking. So then we have Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. So I've never played this game. It interests me. But we're getting Wave 2, Guardian of Remembrance, coming out soon.
Erica, I know that you're a Zelda player. How about Hyrule
I
Warriors?
actually have the demo, and I don't know if it's the older one or the like newer. I can't remember which one I have the demo of. And it's very interesting because it's not like I've only played really Breath of the Wild. That's about my only experience with Zelda until I just downloaded the demo not long ago. And it makes me feel like I'm a god in terms of killing things. It was just like wave after wave, and it was like, ha, can't touch this. It was kind of interesting. Yeah,
oh
it was
God,
just
this sounds like a
like
game I need to play.
I know, it was wave after wave of like moblins and bokoblins, and it was just like bloodthirsty kill, 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 and it was just like, okay, like what am I doing? What's the point of this game? But then it does slowly progress where you have to kind of like move across the map and you have to try to like get certain things, and I need to keep picking up the demo because it was interesting. But yeah, it made me feel like I was a really good gamer because I was just killing everything, and I felt great. I felt real great about myself for that good, like, 2 hours that I just stared at my Switch and was like, yes! So, yeah, if you need a little pick-me-up and be like, yo.
So yeah, this is a maybe
kind
for
of a
you.
maybe. I don't know if I would really spend the, like, $60 personally on the game, but, for a good pick-me-up to make me feel like I know what the heck I'm doing, it was good. And I think you do get to...
hello!
But, okay, so on our live recording here, we've just had a Twitch raid from our friend Redria Plays.
Thank you so much! Oh my gosh.
Oh, need to fix that shout out. That's bizarre. Okay. SO doesn't work, but you can try exclamation point shout out. That's odd. Anyway, hello, welcome in.
Welcome in, Raiders.
we love to see you. Welcome into our live show. Right now, we're just talking about the Nintendo Direct, and then shortly we're going to dive into Cozy Grove.
Story of Seasons. Ooh, nice. Well, welcome in, Redria Plays. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome to the live recording of the Petal Cafe, a podcast about games. Free to play for 2 more days on the Switch
Story
online.
Seasons? Oh, okay.
Awesome. Good to know. Good to know.
Erica, my boyfriend Movie Guy Bry is calling you out as bloodthirsty.
Not completely wrong, because I love me a good, like, I don't know, I think the first day I played Zelda on stream, or maybe it was the second day, I was like, okay, every single villain I see, even if it's just like, oh, quick look around, I had to kill it. So if I like looked in the opposite direction of where I wanted to go and I saw a Moblin, I then had to go off in that direction to kill said Moblin. And if when I did that, I found another one, I just had to keep going. So it became this really, and I regretted it so much because it took me forever to get anywhere because I looked down a hole and there was some villains. So then I had to get back up top. And oh God, it was awful, but also a lot of fun. So, I mean, not completely wrong in the bloodthirsty aspect. That it can make me feel real good until you're bloodthirsty too much and you come across those like the really tough moblins and bokoblins and you're like, I did myself dirty. Thankfully, I never came across a Lionel or any of the like really tough Lizardos because yeah, would have been bad.
I can only imagine
Oh,
you
I would have
coming
been
across
so
a
mad.
line
There was
going,
this one
I'm
hideout
gonna get
of
you.
like bokoblins, and I swear, I think I kept flying in because I'm like, nope, I have to kill it. Like that's the path I chose, and I came across them. I think I died like 13 times to this one group of bokoblins, and was just like, why, Erica? Why did you set
Oh
this
my god.
challenge for yourself? So
I'm
you know, yeah, I can be a little bloodthirsty sometimes. And then other times I enjoy me a good game like Cozy Grove, where I don't have to kill anything. Got to balance, bloodthirsty with not bloodthirsty.
uh Blood 30 with balance. I love that. I
Yep.
love that. Hang on.
Okay. We are getting a little bit up on time, so maybe let's just like focus on some
Yeah.
focus
God.
on some other
Yeah.
games. So some games that are coming out that I don't know if we need to talk about are Disney's Magical World 2 Enchanted
Oh.
Edition. Um, which looks like Me Disneytopia. Not sure.
Yeah,
We've
that's a little
got
weird.
yeah, we've got the port of KOTOR. That's pretty exciting for some people. We've got Dying Light and Dying Light 2. We've got Triangle Strategy, which I really wish they'd changed the name of. We've got Metroid Dread, which is highly anticipated. We've got the final cut of Disco Elysium. Not super wholesome, I guess, but very interesting. Shadowrun, Castlevania, ActRaiser, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Shin Megami Tensei 5, V5, Wreckfest, Arcade Archives with Pac-Man.
I'm trying.
There's a new chapter coming to Deltarune. That's a bit interesting. I haven't played Undertale yet, so I don't know whether that's really excuse me, whether that's really a thing for us, but it's interesting nonetheless. We've got Chocobo GP. How do we feel about Chocobo GP?
Oh my god, I want to play it so bad.
It looks really cute.
I want to play it so bad. So bad. I want to be a little
I've
chocobo with a
never
little
heard of
cart
it.
and linger. You know?
I want to play as Chibi Sephiroth. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't know. I want it to be a thing.
I want it to be a thing. Anyway, it looks really cute. We've got an update to Mario Golf Super Rush that's already dropped. So this is the second update.
Oh yeah, there's a new character, like a little ninja dude.
Ninji.
That Ninja. I want to be Ninja. I actually want this stupid game because I was like, I want to be
I
Ninja.
know.
I didn't want to play like Mario Golf because I was like, I mean, it's a golf game. Like I've played so many golf games in my life, but
I
like
haven't.
I would buy this. I would buy this game just for freaking Ninja. He's so cute. Anyway.
I mean, the things I've heard about this game are sort of mixed,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's kind of my speed, and I'm into these expansions where they keep adding courses and characters. Like, I wonder how long it's going to go on.
I don't know. I mean, if they want to keep people's attention, they need to add more DLCs, especially if someone's completed the
Yeah.
game, right? Like, or like the stuff like that.
Yeah.
What
Speaking
about
of DLC,
okay?
let's just come out and say it.
Animal Crossing is getting an update,
Animal Crossing is getting an update.
and it has its own direct, and we're getting the direct in October. So now there's speculation on when we're actually getting the direct because on October 5th we're getting the Smash Direct. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get the ACNH Direct a couple weeks after that, because usually what they do is they'll give us the direct and they'll make us wait about a week or so before they give us the update, because they said the update was coming, and it's Brewster. And
Yeah.
Brewster's Cafe is coming to
Well, Brewster's Cafe is
it's coming to the
coming.
museum.
We're not
And,
confirmed on whether Brewster is coming.
well, it wouldn't make sense to bring Brewster as
I don't
Cafe and not
know.
Brewster, because
How about
they also did show him in as an NPC in the update in the Nintendo Direct. So
did they?
they did. He was on
Are
there.
we sure?
Yeah, I
Okay.
watched it when I did the note.
I'm just nervous because, you know, we've got CJ, we've got Flick, we've got Daisy May. Like, exactly, we might do,
Oh,
might we have a
oh,
relative of Brewster?
that's possible. That
That's
is
what I'm worried
possible.
about.
That's
But
possible.
Twitter seems to think that the direct might be on October 15th because that's Brewster's birthday.
Oh, the
I feel like
speculations.
I
The
feel like that's wishing for
speculation.
a lot.
The speculations.
I'm going to guess the last week of October. Like right before
Um,
Halloween.
yeah, probably. I mean, it's gonna come. It's it's gonna get all the players back into AC and H, and then they're gonna play for like what,
A month?
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, and then they're gonna stop again because it's
Well,
boring.
I think it depends because if it's like a real 2.0 update, because if they're doing a whole direct on it, it can't be just the cafe.
You think? But they
Right?
said and more, right? So I don't know if we're
Yeah.
gonna get all of it in November or if we're gonna get more sparsely dropped, because like they're also dropping series 5 of the amiibo cards,
Yes, which are
which
long overdue.
which is probably going to be all of the villagers that don't currently have amiibos. But then like there's
Who
like
else?
100 different cards in eeach series. So like who else are they adding? Are they adding more
Yeah,
villagers?
that'd
These are
be
the
okay.
questions that we don't have the answers to right
Yeah.
now.
Raymond Amiibo, please.
That's why I was laughing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like speculation is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, but hyping, like I'm excited to
Look,
experience
we've been
Brewster's
let down
Cafe.
before, you know.
And that's why I'm like, okay, let's not get too excited, guys.
I don't want Nintendo to break my heart over this, so I'm being cautiously optimistic.
Yes, exactly. I'm doing the same. Cautiously optimistic with uh, excitement in the like on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting
Yeah. That leaves Rune Factory 5, I think is the last game on the list that we haven't mentioned. Looks interesting.
it is a cute little RPG, which I'm excited to try. Actually, I
Mm.
remember playing a couple of Rune Factory games on previous platforms, which I can't remember right now. But I'm excited that like I only play my Switch. If I'm not on my computer, I'm only playing my Switch. And I think I played it once or twice when I was younger, and I really enjoyed the game. But then I never ended up finishing it because I think I borrowed it from somebody. And I'm excited to play it again because it's such a cute little RPG with such a good storyline too. So
I have not played Rune Factory. My brother, who I've got into playing Kitaria Fables with me, says that it seems like a combination of Stardew Valley and Rune Factory. So
yes,
that seemed to me to be like, oh, well then maybe that is a game that I'd be interested in, you know?
yeah, like, and that's one of those things where it's like it's the story is what brings you in, and captures your heart,
Right.
which is
And plus
just
it's really cute.
it is really really adorable.
Yeah.
I love the art style as well. It's one of the games that's going to like I'm probably going to buy the physical copy of, um, versus downloading it, because I want to play that replay value and not have to worry about uh, downloading or being like taking up space on my SD card or Switch.
Right.
because it's going probably it's one of those games where it's like it's as large as Breath of the Wild is.
Oh wow!
So, and that's one of those things where like the conversation between downloads versus physical copies, depending on the game.
Right.
It depends on the game.
That's fair. I didn't realize it would be that big. Because my automatic reaction is, well, if I get the new Switch model with the increased storage, then does it matter? But it kind of does.
Mm-hmm. Because like I have the downloaded version of Animal Crossing, and it's freaking huge.
Yeah.
I have the physical copy of Breath of the Wild, where I have the downloaded DLC. The DLC is pretty big too, right? So like it's one of those things where it's like
I think Rune Factory is one that I've been interested in trying, but I have never tried.
Depending on the game, I will buy the physical copy. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay, so I personally need to take a brief break. You guys carry on, and I will be right back.
We're actually going to do a full be right back because I also need a bio break. So
okay, let's do that. We'll just put ourselves on be right back, and we'll be right back.
See you guys soon.
To get back into Cozy Grove. All right, stay with us. Okay, well, welcome back, friends. You want to talk about some Cozy Grove?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we've been watching it on the screen here for like ever. So we just need to start talking about it. So I wrote a pretty long review. We may or may not get through it all. If anything causes you to have an aha or a comment, please just jump in. Otherwise, we'll keep talking. But I'd love for this to be more of a conversation. So, Cozy Grove came out in March 2021. I will give you a spoiler of the rating I'm going to give it. I give it 9 out of 10 ghost bears.
Oh, nice.
I freaking love this game. From Spry...
Oh, no. Sorry. My cat is eating food nearby, and it picked up him eating.
Okay. Spry Fox's own description of the game is, Cozy Grove is a life sim game about camping on a haunted, ever-changing island. As a spirit scout, you'll wander the island's forest each day, finding new hidden secrets and helping soothe the local ghosts. With a little time and a lot of crafting, you'll bring back color and joy to Cozy Grove. It is available on just about everything. It's on mobile, Nintendo Switch, PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and is the most widely available Spry Fox game so far, presumably because they partnered with Quantum Astrophysicists Guild, which is a partner I'll get into in a second. The game runs about $17 Canadian, 14-ish US, 12.5 euros. You get the idea. So Spry Fox, the developer, is a company who describes their ethos as making happiness. Their website says, so what's the story with Spry Fox? It's pretty simple. We want to make the world a happier place, and we're using games to do it. Other games by Frysbox. Awesome. We're renaming the company now. Other games by Spry Fox are My Beloved Alpha Bear and Alpha Bear 2, which are Scrabble-style games, though the latter's also an adventure story. On mobile, they have a fighter called Bushido Bear, which is as cute as it sounds. Recently on Steam and PlayStation, they released a spooky puzzler called The Road Not Taken, which looks really interesting too. Spry Fox's development partner, which is the Quantum Astrophysicists Guild, which is the best name ever, describes themselves as a game developer and publishing partner who are using their experience to help independent developers successfully launch their games on PC consoles and beyond, with funding, porting, localization, quality assurance, production, marketing, etc. The range of games they're partnering on is really wide, from something called Space Otter Charlie to the upcoming Saturnalia horror survival game, and Freshly Frosted, which was featured in the 2021 Wholesome Games Direct and I think is on Biscuit's wish list.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So, about the game. Gameplay means logging in, checking in with your bears like Ranger Bear, Maker Bear, Postal Bear, and others. There are 17 to unlock over time. You collect quests, which are either main plot quests, timed daily quests, which expire if you don't finish them, or sometimes no quest that day from that particular bear.
The bears are so cute.
They're so cute. They'll have you gather or craft things or find hidden objects, which is one of my favorite things in any game. Admittedly, I asked for some help on that fifth piece of paper or coffee cup that's near a quote-unquote folding chair, because there are a zillion folding chairs.
So many goddamn folding chairs.
So many folding chairs. Watch your language, Biscuit. My goodness. When you turn in the requests, you're rewarded, sometimes with a glowing piece of wood that you feed to your campfire, and over time it expands the light over the island and discovers the other bears. It's really quite clever the way that they have that put together. The island changes. Sometimes the places you gather certain resources aren't in the same place that they used to be, but there are protected areas where you get to build up whatever you want, like an orchard or a laboratory or a cafe. And there are other ghost animals you raise, like birds and deer, which also have requests and rewards. HowLongToBeat.com says that the main story takes about 66 hours. Of course, you can only play so much and so far in a day, so that's not really indicative of the actual time. If you're playing the non-plot essential beats, like catching all the critters and fish and doing the time-limited quests, it's more like 112 hours, which is about double. Assuming you're playing about like an hour and a half a day, it's around 70 days. It's been longer for me, because on my Switch version, I got to day 90 and had unlocked all of the bears, but not finished all their quests.
Wow.
It's going a little faster on my PC one, but there's other reasons for that. Yeah, it's got some longevity.
I haven't played in a while. There's been so many updates since the last time I played. I'm excited to get back into it. I just have so much going on right now.
No, I can appreciate that. Cozy Grove is one of those that I make time for at least a couple of times a week, because I find it so relaxing. It's just so soothing when you listen to the music and you're just wandering around, and sometimes you're doing like a little bit of playing tag with some of the spirits, but you're never being chased. You're never time limited really on tasks. Like when I say it's a time limited task, it's like 12 hours. It's not like 5 minutes, So I played the Nintendo Switch edition right from launch in March 2021, straight through almost daily for about 3 months. One benefit of the game design is that it's a blend of real-time and linear, where you play day 1 and then day 2 in real time, but you don't worry too much about missing a Tuesday or whatever. There are special characters to motivate you to log in on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but if you don't, it's not the end of the world. I love it. I love everything about it, from the aesthetic of the watercolory world to the sometimes surprisingly melancholy main plot dialogue. One thing that was starting to bother me, though, was the way the Switch was chugging along when the island started to get really full. It expands along with the bears you find, so it was trying to preload a heck of a lot of assets by the time I got to day 90, and it was getting a little frustrating, like being on an Animal Crossing island with an item in every available space. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I logged into the Switch this morning to see if that had improved with the patches, but sadly it hasn't. That's a limitation of the hardware of the Switch, though, combined with the game trying to preload everything at once. It doesn't have like an acre system or loading screens yet, but hold that thought. So 3 months of playing on the Switch, and I decided to buy the game a second time, this time on my brand new Bespoke Gaming PC, which sounds braggy, but okay, it is. Um, I'm so happy with my little baby computer, my first gaming PC. It's really nice. But from day one, everything ran better on the PC version. I've gotten to just about day 40 in that playthrough, not playing every day this time, and no issues whatsoever with it. Part of the benefit of playing it on PC a few months after the launch is that Spryfox has been actively and proactively continuing to work on the game.
Yeah, there's been so
Not
many
like,
updates.
yeah, it's not like Animal Crossing, which was simply not finished when it shipped. This game was complete, but they keep refining it, smoothing it out, adding content, changing the balancing. The I was going to say detectives. Oh my gosh, the developers are active in the Discord and talk with players about issues and work on them, and it's just so heckin' refreshing. For example, in balancing, they folded the first few days of gameplay into a continuous stream to get you off the ground instead of locking it into the linear day system. So that only kicks in on day 6 or so now. You can get a lot more like established in the game
Okay.
before you have to deal with that,
So now
which is really
I have a
nice.
question. I played
Mhm.
before that came into effect, but Erica, you started
Yeah.
playing after that came into
You
effect,
know, I'm
correct?
not actually sure because I feel like I still ended up with day 1. I think I'm only on day 3 right now, and I like am still
Oh,
locked into only playing
Oh,
or
okay.
like only being able to do certain activities and stuff like that. Like the bears, only have certain requests, and once those requests are done, then you're just, you don't have any more requests to do for that day. And I know I had that where when I was done with day 1, it was like, hey, nobody else has anything for you.
Right. Right. So the way that when I started my PC version, the way it was working is that that would happen, but then if I kept walking around, there was a new
Oh,
exclamation
I
point
don't
over
think I
somebody's
had
head,
that.
um, which would only happen usually if it was a new day. So okay, well,
I
interesting.
play on the
Which
Switch.
version are you playing, Erica?
Other than that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, there have been a bunch of little patches, like we said, and there still are, but the first big patch was more like a DLC. They added this adorable summer fireworks event and a few new NPCs, along with bug catching, which hadn't been in the game previously at all. And I actually enjoy it. The mechanics of it are simple, but sometimes challenging. And can I just say, by the way, this was in the game from the beginning, but the fishing controller vibration indicator is like the best I've ever seen in a game. It's so good.
you mean like better than Animal Crossing?
It it's so much better than Animal Crossing. So the thing with the Animal Crossing fishing is it buzzes every time the fish nibbles.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, that's true.
so it's not really helpful in any way, right?
True.
But in Cozy Grove, it only buzzes when you throw it in the water and when the fish is ready to be pulled. It's so good.
So,
It's so good.
Erica, you were
Oh, I
saying
I
about the
do
bugs.
like how they have it set up for catching the bugs. It can be a little tricky, especially when you're first like figuring it out. But even then, I think some of the bugs are harder to catch than others.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of fun. But I'm also one for like completionist stuff.
That is awesome.
Hmm.
I still find the bugs a little strange. They just wander, like they stare at me while I'm playing, and I'm like, "What? What do you want from me? Doing the things. Go away."
Some of them will come and like specifically annoy you, like the gnats
Yeah.
and mosquitoes, which I think is an interesting
That
choice.
is all I have to say to that.
It does get annoying, but that they're annoying bugs, so like it's true to life. I don't know.
True.
I like it. I half ignore them and half am like, if I just get like slightly further away, then I can catch them.
True.
Yeah, but you have to like run for a second so you can get out of their I don't know, immediate surrounding. Whatever. It's still good though. Some of them are difficult to catch, and I like if I scare them away, I'm like, darn it, was that one I needed? Like,
It's funny though, because running in this game is not
there's so many things to
actually
collect in this game.
running. Your character is like hopping or like jumping, and it makes me laugh so much.
Yes, so cute.
Yes.
It's so cute.
Yes.
You're like bouncing.
And
You
it makes me
bounce.
laugh so much. It took me a while to realize that that was
It's
what it
really
was doing,
cute.
and it was like, wait a minute, I'm not running. I'm literally jumping. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. And you're like it's an isometric view, and you're always facing forward, so
Yeah,
it just
it's
looks
funny.
ridiculous. So we've talked about Cozy Grove like several times on this podcast already, so why cover it again? Well, one, we hadn't done a real review. Two, there's another DLC update coming in early October, and I am so here for it. Spoilers, light spoilers / cover your ears on this if you don't want to know, because I want to talk about it.
Cookie's a little excited.
I am a little excited. The betas are out for testing on the new update, and as soon as they get approval for it on all platforms, they're going to release it simultaneously. So similar to what they did in the summer, instead of doing the patches on a platform by platform basis, they're waiting till they're all approved. So we don't know yet the exact date that it's going to be pushed, but when we get it, we're going to get the ability to go into our tents, which we didn't know we needed. Apparently we do, because I want it. There are new animals. There are a new way to collect bulk items, like when you have miles of fruit trees and flowers, and you don't have time to like shake them all, but you'll be able to bulk harvest them, and it's adorable. What else? They're making a snapshot function, which this game has been totally lacking. So like being able to take photos.
That's awesome. Valvin has a question. Is it going to be spooky?
Yeah. I mean, this game is already kind of spooky.
They are ghost bears.
They are ghost bears. I'm not sure if they're pushing any specifically more spooky events, although I suspect there will be something Halloween-y. Because they did like summer stuff, right? So I suspect they will release like more items and other things, but no idea yet on what those are. I'm looking forward to the snapshot idea, because like right now you can only screenshot and like edit your photos, but this will like allow us to take real photos sort of in more of an Animal Crossing kind of way.
Oh, nice. That is cool.
Especially since one of the bears is a photographer.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel like this is kind of important.
Maybe a little.
Yeah. So I am just holding my breath for them to tell us when this update will go live, but hopefully soon. So cool. Overall, as I said, 9 out of 10 Ghost Bears. This game is fantastic, and everyone should play it.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Thoughts? I love this game. This game makes me super happy, just because it's such a calming game. Like, I can play it and just not feel stressed about the fact that I haven't found that last piece of paper beside that folding chair. The game promotes calm, which is fantastic in a world where like we're so, at least I feel like I'm so like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It promotes such calm.
Yeah, agree. Like the combination of the art style, the soundtrack, the pacing, like it just makes me feel kind of like I'm in a yoga room or something. Like it just lets me
Yeah.
breathe.
I also really like
Exactly.
the mental health rep. Was very surprising to me when I played. Um, and
Hmm.
I think that it's an amazing message that a lot of people need to hear. Um, so slight spoiler. So close your ears if y'all don't want to hear. It's just like I think end of day one, kind of a spoiler. But um, when you're done with gameplay for day one and you find out that you can't continue on with the storyline, the spirit fire thing tells you that there's nobody that is needing to be helped at the moment, and that you need to help people in the time and ways that they are then ready for it. And I just like actually stopped and just stared at the TV when I saw that message on the screen and was just like, whoa, this is so huge for a video game to acknowledge and just
Yeah.
get that message out there, because you may be in a spot where you're ready to help XYZ friend because they're feeling depressed or whatever else. But if that XYZ friend is not also in the right space to accept that message, it's just not going to happen. And yeah, like I'm a psychology major. I was in college, and like to see that representation on the screen just like blew me away and just made me so incredibly happy to see. And I think for that value alone, this game is so worth it, just between the calmness aspect and then just really getting in that message of like help people when and as and how they are ready to be helped, and that if they're not ready to be helped, come back at another time when they are ready.
Yeah. And I mean, without getting into spoilers, like each of the bears has their own type of
Yes.
challenge in their lives, because like many ghost stories, you're trying to help them resolve something, right? And it's interesting how each one of the bears sort of has their own like dominant issue, which is kind of related to mental health when you think about it. Um, you've got the super independent type, you've got the type with regrets, you've got the some there's a character who's kind of paranoid. There's like all kinds of types of people, and you're never judging them. Although, I mean, you can be a bit snarky in your choices of responses sometimes, which is kind of funny. I never am. I don't like to play that way, but um, you have the opportunity to interact with these and, like you just said, Erica, like give them what they need when they need it. And some of the story beats that come up are actually quite like they just hit
Yes.
me right in the feels.
Hmm.
Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like this, how could this adorable game do this to this adorable character?
Very much.
But it's important because, like, in order to address those issues,
Hmm.
like it's not just one of the elements of horror that I I really enjoy as a genre has nothing to do with whether it's like gory or jump scares or anything like that. It's the examination of the human condition or a specific aspect of the human condition that creates a visceral sort of reaction in the person who's taking it in. So to that, like I would consider this like a spooky, evocative game. Um, or spoopy because it's adorable.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, it's one of my very favorite things in the world is when you have something that's a little spoopy, but also really makes you think, sometimes about how and why people are the way they are in situations where you can't change them. Like, this is a game. You're interacting with them, but you can't do anything to change that character. which I think is kind of an important lesson for the player too. Like, we can't convince them to be a different way. I think that's really interesting.
It is really interesting.
So, yeah. That's Cozy Grove, guys.
Making me want to go back into Cozy Grove. Look at you, Cookie.
You know, it's all autumn colors now. Like, it's not green anymore. There's different fish, different bugs. Like,
I am actually going to be
not?
playing it here very, very soon. I think I left off in the middle of the day, though, so we'll see how that works out. But I'm excited to get back in. It's been a couple of weeks since I've last played. I ended up taking an unexpected break due to just being sick and being overworked. But I'm just so excited to get back into this world and just kind of immersing myself back in it. And I love going from this like darker map to, as you do these tasks and like coloring in the world, it's just, there's just something about it that satisfies me so much.
Yeah.
Coloring in the world satisfy me.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Oh.
Yep.
Well,
maybe we can start to wrap this up. We've been going for quite a while now, and it has been great. But it's getting late in the day. We've got other things to do and other streams to do and other
like
places
yours,
to be.
like
So,
yours, like yours.
Like Erica's first, I think. I'm not on till 6 p.m., but
I'm basically
Erica,
getting off and
when-
then like almost immediately going over to my stream and the starting screen and
Streaming.
all that fun stuff. So
Gotcha.
yeah, my stream will be starting very, very shortly.
Okay.
Amazing.
Love it.
Where I'll feature some more Cozy
let's
Grove.
wrap it up then.
All right, so let's wrap it up then.
Next week, I will be bringing you a review of Figment, the first one, with all of the amazing music and commentary. There might be a clip or two of quote or two from my playthrough.
Awesome. Speaking of mental health, because Figment takes place in the mind, and
Yep.
It's so well done.
It is a really well done game.
I'm looking forward to this.
So Erica, we wanted to give you a big thank you for chatting with us today.
Thank you. I honestly,
where can people find you?
I mean, y'all can find me over on Twitch, just /BasicBechGamer, which is like Bech, BECH. And I'm also on like Twitter and Twitch with the same name. So that's where you guys can find me. And then I don't know. I'm so honored to be here, really. Like,
Cool.
when y'all reached out and asked if I wanted to join, I was just like, they thought of me? That's so sweet. So thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, it's been our pleasure. So let's get this show off the road. I guess. Let's park it until next week. Let's just carry on that metaphor like way too far. The Petal Cafe is recorded live on Twitch every Sunday afternoon and then uploaded as a podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and wherever you get your podcasts by Tuesday. If you like what you're hearing and you want to know when we're recording next, head on over to Twitter or Instagram at the Petal Cafe, all one word, and turn on your notifications, or send us a DM and get an invitation to our Discord. And if you'd like to check out more of us, there are links in the chat, in the comments, or the show notes for all the places you can find Biscuit, me, and our friend Erica.
If you want to support this podcast and our efforts to bring you wholesome video game news every week, we'd love for you to check out our brand new fan house. Check out fanhouse.app /the Petal Cafe, all one word, where you find the price for a coffee to get access to things we're still working on, giveaways, and more.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us, and have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for being here. Cheers.